Hey y'all, welcome to my channel. If you haven't been here before, my name is Jules and I'm an autistic and non-binary pre-licensed therapist, and if you're curious, I use they, them pronouns. And today we're here for a cute little reaction and review video that we're really excited about. As y'all may know, if you've been to this channel before, I struggle chronically with my mental and physical health. And it's been a tough week. It's been a tough transition to the new job. I'm not here to talk about it, but to say I've been coping with a recent hyperfixation, and we're going to talk about the hyperfixation itself today, which is the Swemo cover. Like, I've been talking in code, like I've been in my house with my parents, like, we need to talk about the Swemo cover, and they're like, what are you talking about? I don't often get to share my interests with other people. Being an emo altish person, I have divested away from that community a lot. I don't have like a lot of connection with the community, and so this song brought me back to that community because the artist, well, maybe I'll speak for Jack. I don't want to speak for ENZI and both of them, but anyway, we'll get into it. So what the heck am I talking about when I say Swemo? A couple of artists who are friends and work for Riot created a cover, and they were just, I think, fooling around in the beginning, and they started with putting little teaser clips on social media, and then people were like, oh my gosh, you have to make this cover because Swemo is like Swiftie and emo together, right? So what essentially these two artists did is they took a Taylor Swift song and covered it, but made it very like pop punk. And emo people that like Midwest emo, don't get mad at me, I know the difference. On Tumblr, we actually call it emo core, what they're doing, because this song brought me back to 2009 when I was in my senior year of high school. Yes, I'm old. And it just made me feel so nostalgic and at peace, and I used the song to ground. Like, I literally was listening to clips of it in between clients, and I'm just so excited to listen to it with you today. I've been waiting all week for it to come out. So anyway, Riot House is basically a collection of alternative music artists, and they all seem kind of like they're friends from what I see online, and they went on tour together recently from what I know, and they all independently make music, but they do a lot of covers together of like our emo person music, and that's mostly who they are. So I'm on Jack's website. Jack uses he, they pronouns. I just want to make sure I'm using his pronouns correctly. Pronouns are important. And I'm just going to read Jack's bio for themselves because I don't want to misrepresent. In just over half a decade, Jack the Underdog has reinvented the pop-punk genre. He fuses pop-punk styles with electronic and hip-hop elements to create a totally original sound dubbed R&P, rhythm and punk, inspired by social justice. Yes, social justice. Jack the Underdog writes music for the misfits. Jack understands the battles of feeling unheard, and he aims to be a voice for the marginalized and misunderstood. Oh, I like you even more now. I'm so excited about this bio. Hoping they can find some solace in his melodies. Jack the Underdog began his career as Jack Ohms, I apologize if I spelled that wrong, Omes, please let me know, writing songs in his hometown of St. Paul, Minnesota. Music has always been in his bones since a young age. Jack was playing piano, was in the school orchestra. Well, no wonder you're really good. ENZI uses she, they pronouns. Again, pronouns are important here. I was looking at an interview about ENZI, and I really like their values about perseverance and humility. I completely agree. And so, yeah, ENZI is also another artist that is featured on this song. So I'm just reading about it. Oh, wow. So ENZI struggled with social anxiety. I knew this was going to intersect with what I do and mental health. And I'm not laughing because it's funny. I'm laughing because I relate, because I have social anxiety. Been through heartbreak, right? And so you can see that these folks have had their own struggles, which has brought them to be musical artists, and I could go on, but the song itself is 3 minutes and 57 seconds long, so we're gonna do this. We're gonna go for it.
So glad you made time to see me.
I hear the Blink-182 element of this. On for this, that's a big deal.
Because the last time you saw me is still burned in the back of your mind.
Yes! Love it.
Me roses and I left them there to die. So this is me swallowing my pride, standing in front of you saying I'm sorry for that night. I go back to December all the time.
I'm gonna dance.
Turns out freedom ain't
So if the chain is on your door, I understand.
But this is me swallowing my pride, standing in front of you, saying I'm sorry for that night. And I go back to December. It turns out freedom ain't nothing but this to you, wishing I'd realized what I had when you were mine. I go back to December, turn around and make it alright.
I go back to December, turn around and change my own mind.
I go back to December all the time.
All the time.
ENZI, that was beautiful. It's beautiful. I have no words. I have waited days. So when I saw the clips, my honest review was, like I said, my first impression was like, oh, like Jack kind of carried the vocals. It seemed like ENZI was doing the backup. But in hearing the song, it is equal. I love the equality. I hope that it's appropriate to call both of you on the non-binary spectrum, but correct me if I'm wrong. I know people are like, non-binary woman, non-binary men, but like, I just want to address y'all properly. Anyway, there's reciprocality. It's like Jack has a part, and then ENZI blends, and then ENZI comes in, and I actually love what y'all both add to the song. When I hear the song as like a whole product, where before I was hearing little clips and just kind of putting it together, and I could hear those within the song, it's beautiful. And really, I can tell why y'all had to wait a little while to put it out, because it's so good. It's so detailed. And again, for once, like, because I'm a therapist, I'm always here talking about vocals when I'm like analyzing a song, but it's a cover. So I'm not here to analyze the vocals. The worst part of this is I don't like Taylor Swift. I'm sorry, Swifties. You can love whatever you want. I don't think she's bad. Obviously, I like the lyrics and how they go in a pop punk cover, because obviously this reminds me of when we had punk goes pop and pop goes punk and pop goes acoustic, and all of those back in the day. I mean, I think they still make them. I don't know. But it's so exciting to just see something I've waited for all week in clips and details as a bottom-up processor, and then see the big picture and see the big picture come together in front of me, because the single is like everything I wanted it to be and more. Like, I was so surprised by certain parts. I love that there's some more bold vocals, but there's also some like softer vocals. And my dad even gender affirmed me the other day when I was singing it and said, you can sing Jack's part, but not ENZI's part. And I was like, yes, I can do the mask part of things. Yes, even though I'm not masked. Some of my parts are, though, but we'll get into that later. So I could talk about this song for like a half hour straight, but I'm gonna stop here. I just wanted to do a promo for them. I'm so proud of them. I'm so excited that they put this out. Finally, something Taylor Swift related that someone found a way for me to like, that brings me joy, autistic joy, and happiness and community. It connected me with my emo person community again, even though I'm sure I'm much older than these folks. So Jack and ENZI and Riot House, thank you for putting this out and making my whole week, and I hope I did you justice talking about all that you put into your single today. I'm sure I can't imagine, but I think we have shared beliefs and values, which doesn't surprise me in reading about both of you. And I'm just so grateful that this came up on my social media feed, because it helped me cope with a really difficult week. So that's all I have for you today. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, please give it a like and feel free to subscribe to the channel. I'll make videos when I can. Take care. Bye, y'all.